How to set up a Shopify Buy Now button. Now my name is Elias and in this video I'm going to show you how you can easily set up a Shopify Buy Now button for your store, which you can then integrate into whatever kind of website you want. So to get started, you will just have to head over to the settings on the bottom left, then just go to apps and sales channels and then click on Shopify App Store on the top right. This will redirect you to the Shopify App Store, where you will just have to look for Buy button. And then we will have to select the Shopify app. As you can see, we will have to select this Buy Button channel app right here, which actually is directly made by Shopify and completely free to use. So just click on install right here, and then it is actually going to be added onto your Shopify store. This is usually going to take 1 to 2 seconds, and then you will just have to click on Add Sales Channel on the top right. Once you successfully install everything, you're going to be redirected to the Buy button. However, if you for some reason don't get redirected or don't find the app, you will just have to look for Buy button on the top right here. And then we will just have to select the app. And now we can get started creating our own buy button. So just click right here, and then we will have to select the type of buy button that we would like to create. Now there are basically two different sorts. The first one would be the product buy button, which is recommended for showing one product on a blog page or website. And then you will also have the collection buy button, which is recommended when showing an entire collection on a full page. Now as for this video, as I think it's actually a little bit more useful, I will go for this product buy button option right here on top. So once you're going to click on it, you will actually have to select the product that you want to display on the buy button. So for me, I'm just going to select my oversized t-shirt, and then we will have to go on with the process. As you can see, as of now, this on the right is the display of the buy button. Customizing is actually super intuitive and super easy. Right here on top you can change the view to mobile, for example, and on the left you can change the product variant if you want to. So if you, for example, want to by default select large and for a screen, then you will just have to select that right here. However, that doesn't really make sense as for this product, as usually the potential customer will have to select which kind of size and color they want. Now as for the layout style, you basically have 3 different options. Basic, which would be this one without a picture, classic, or also full view. Now as you can see, the full view is actually going to allow you to add all of the product images, whereas on classic you're only going to get one product image. So depending if you have more space or less space on your website, you can change between these two. I will just go for full view as for this video. Then we can actually change the button. Then we can actually change the button style right here. So just click on it, and then we can actually select the button corner. So if we want to make it round, for example, then we can do that. We can also change the button width. So we can also make it full width, something like this. And then we can also set the button background. Now one thing which I would recommend you to do is to actually set the button background similar to your store. So for example, for me, this is how my store is going to look. And I'm actually going to use the same color right here that I've used for the announcement bar for my button. So to do that, I will just have to select the announcement bar, edit the schedule, and then I will just copy the hex code right here. And then I will put it onto my background color. And as you can see, now it basically matches the overall theme of our website better. And once someone will actually click onto the Add to Cart button, they're going to be redirected to our website, and it basically increases the customer experience by quite a lot. Now as for the button text, mostly you will have to either set this to white or black. Now as for this button right here, I will actually just leave it at white, and then we can also change the typography, so basically the font. Now you have all sorts of different kind of fonts which you can actually use. Now you will get all sorts of different fonts that you can use. For example, let's go for Arial, or let's go for PT Sans, for example, and then we can also change the overall font of the button right here. Now we'll actually change the font back to Helvetica Neue, as I think that actually looks quite good. And then once you're ready with the button, we can head back. And then we can also play around with the layout. So just click on the layout, and then we can first of all edit the button text. So depending on what kind of action is going to be displayed on your button, you can edit this. And to actually edit the button action, you basically have 2 options. First of all, you can basically add the product to cart, and then you can also directly redirect the person to checkout if you want to. However, for this video, I will just select Add Product to Cart, and now we can get started customizing the layout. So I will just, maybe I will just change this to Add Me to cart, and then we can also show the quantity field. If it is a product that makes sense to buy in bulk, then obviously you would have to show this quantity field right here. However, as for this t-shirt, I think not a lot of people will actually end up buying a lot of them, so I will just hide this for now. And then we can also set the colors. Now one thing that I like to do is to basically just change all of these colors to black, because I think this kind of grayish color doesn't look that good. So I will quickly just change that. Obviously you can also play around with this, maybe make it red if you want to. However, generally I would just like to keep it basic and keep it simple. Now as for the typography, we can actually also change this if we want to. If we want to change the font to Leto, for example, or to Leto Bold, then we can also do that. And as for the sizing, we can also play around with this. Now obviously the product title, sometimes it makes sense to make the product title a little bit more bigger than the other overall settings. So I will just go with maybe 32 pixels. And then as for the price, I think I will just leave this as it is. And then for the variant, I will also leave this, but maybe the description I'm going to make a little bit bigger. I think something like this could actually work pretty good. And then we can get started with adding the shopping cart. So as you can see, this is how the shopping cart actually is going to look like. So once a person basically is going to click on add me to cart, this shopping cart right here is then going to be opened. And we can first of all change the heading right here. We can also change the subtotal if we want to. So we can just change this to total. And now the text is actually going to be changed. And then as for the additional information, we can basically display anything that we want to. Same goes for button text and empty cart. However, as for the colors, I will actually change this. Once again, I'm going to make the body text to full black, as I think that just looks better essentially. Now, as you can see, that's basically it for the normal settings. If you go to advanced, you can also edit the checkout behavior option. So basically you will have the option to either open a pop-up window, so buyers will see a separate checkout window from your website, or you can also redirect them in the same page, which basically just means that buyers will see the checkout in the same window as your website. Now, as for this video, we'll just leave this as open pop-up window. And then we can actually continue with the process. So just click on next on the top right, and then we are actually pretty much done. So to now actually implement the button onto your website, you will just have to copy the code right here. And then I'm actually going to show you how to add it onto your Shopify website. And it's basically the same process as well for WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, and basically any other website builder out there. Just go to online store and then to pages on the left. And then I will quickly just add a new page, which is going to say something like test page. And then we can actually show the HTML. And right here we can then just paste in everything from here basically. And when we are now going to save this, and as you can see now, it actually got added onto our website. However, it would actually make sense to still customize this, as this add to cart button doesn't really look good. So to do that, we would just have to click on keep customizing, change the button style right here to something like this, and then we would have to update it. Now, thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any more questions, as always, you can leave them in the comments down below.